1 in 5 mothers, daughters, and sisters are raped each year. Let me repeat that. 1 in 5 mothers, daughters, and sisters are raped each year. Is it really their fault, though? Or could the media have something to do with it? The way that the media portrays women has a negative effect on women in their everyday lives. Let's take magazines, for example. The Rolling Stones. They depict women as nothing more than sex objects, half-naked, dressed in leather, titles such as Sexiest Bad Girl or Rocker Chick Gone Wild stamped on their foreheads. Now, you never see strong women embracing their brains, just their own sexual promiscuity. Now, TV also blatantly promotes this idea of sexual objectification. Now, let's take Kim Kardashian, for example, and how her whole show got started. Now, she made a sex tape, and someone found out about it and made their whole family famous just because of this one woman's sexual acts online. Now, this is just promoting someone who just decided to put her whole sexual promiscuity out there, and what impression does that give to younger generations? Now, if I was like 14 and saw that, I'd be like, shoot, that's how I get famous. No, we don't want to be putting that out there for our younger generations. Especially in relation with song lyrics, and music is big in our generation's culture. Artists like Ne-Yo, One Direction, and Rick Ross have a big part to play in that. Now, Ne-Yo, with his song, Let Me Love You. Everyone loves that song. Everybody knows that song. Now, if we read a little bit more deep into that song, what is it really telling us? Let me love you. Now, it says, let me love you so you can love yourself, pretty much. It's asking a girl to let him love her so that she doesn't have to use her own confidence and build herself up. Now she gets to be a submissive woman to this man and be locked onto this man, where if something goes wrong, she'll just fall apart again. In One Direction's song, What Makes You Beautiful, the boys are pretty much saying that a girl is insecure and hates herself, and that's what makes them attractive. The Ne-Yo and One Direction examples were more of a mild approach to this. A more hardcore version would be Hopsin's song Blood Energy Potion, and one of the lyrics is, beat niggas till they have concussions, rape wives, then laugh at husbands. This is pretty much obvious on why this was included in the examples. This other well-known band is saying that it is okay to rape women, it is okay to steal other men's women, it is okay to treat women like objects instead of actual people. Now, male entitlement today may not be 100% their fault. Exposure to the things I've just mentioned are probably one of the biggest causes of this whole male entitlement, men own women mentality that is seen a lot today. In some cases, these bloated egos turn into actual violence and actual acts of aggression. In one case, Tiara Poyao, she was shot for refusing to grind on a man at a parade. Now, this woman lost her life because she exercised her right to say no. And she's not the only one. Now, in the second case, Lenora Frago, a female escort, she was killed for changing her mind. She was shot in a hotel room for changing her mind on having sex with this man. Now, this case could possibly get a lot of heat just because she is a female escort, and that's their job, apparently, to serve men and entertain them with their own bodies. A lot of people say this is what she's here for, like, she shouldn't have said no, blah, 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 but in the end of the day, she has a right to say no. In a third case, Janice Talton Jackson refused a man in a bar. He was making sexual advances on her all night, and she refused him. And towards the end of the night, she walked out to her car, he followed her, and she ended up losing her life as well. Objectification of females not only happens to grown women, but is prevalent in the most innocent of forms, and these include school dress codes. Especially in high school and grade school, it's important to realize that these dress codes are put in place to sexualize young girls' bodies. Why would you need a dress code if these older generations were not looking at these little girls as sexual objects or something that could be very distracting for the male student body? These dress codes specifically target women, even if they do say that they are aimed towards the whole population. Now, most of these rules say they can't wear shorts, no yoga pants, leggings, and in college you don't see a lot of that because we are grown now. We can, in administration's minds, we can handle ourselves and we can do what we want, and we're old enough, apparently, to actually act upon being this object that society points this out to me. All in all, the media has a big impact on our society as a whole, and with that comes a lot of responsibility for these media outlets to portray the right images of people, and not just women either, of races, of religions, of all of that. It has a major influence. So with that in mind, imagine if you had a daughter, would you like her life to be taken just for her exercising her right to say no?